democracy.
And not only that, but let me tell you, you know what the real bipartisan bill is? Any bill that the Democrats put forward. Because I remember when Democrats were pushing for election reforms, they literally conceded to voter ID. Okay? They straight up conceded to fucking voter ID and like other Republican demands before Republicans even got to the table. And Republicans were never going to get to the table to begin with. McCarthy's open to the Electoral Count Act reform. This is 120. What do you mean? This is from 120. This is still old. This is old shit. Democrats will be like, we need to help the Poor Act. We're going to do an act that like gives $10 to every poor person. Republicans will turn around and be like, no, we're going to do the same thing. We're actually putting forward a Republican legislation called We Need to Help the Poor Act Better. Okay? And then they'll turn around and the act itself is like actually, sending poor people to the fucking, to the biofuel melting station. But they're like, but it's in the name. What do you mean? It's in the name. We're just going to tax them and then kill them. What do you, but like, you don't want it. You don't want it to happen. That's so weird. Anyway, let's continue.
And then run on that. When he says, this line is so amazing coming from the Democrats. You can't love democracy only when you win. You know what the polls show? The polls show over and over and over again that Republicans remain patriotic. They say they love the country, even when Democrats win.
I'm sorry. You are such a lame ass dude. Polls show that 9 out of 10 Republicans love the country, even when Democrats win. Like, what the fuck are you saying, dude? What poll, what legitimate poll is looking at this? What is patriotism? Like, what does a Republican think is a patriotic value versus what does anyone else think is a patriotic value? Half the Republican Party's assessment of what patriotism is probably might not even align with yours, you dumb bitch. Shut the fuck up. That's such a dumb poll. God, this is so bad. This is like the worst kind of argument you could ever fucking conduct. Has nothing to do with like Brandon and his speech anyway.
Democrats change their opinions on how much they love the country based almost solely on when they are winning and losing. This has been a long-time feature of American politics. This is true under...
Bro, Republicans literally, under a Democratic presidency, Republicans tried to do an insurrection, man. What the fuck are you saying? They literally lost and then turned around and stormed Congress, bro. What the fuck? Who gives a shit if they're like, yeah, I'm patriotic, brother? They also say heritage, not hate, when it comes to the fucking Confederate flag. Who gives a shit? It's actually a patriotic insurrection, hypothetically. Also, the president was Republican at the time when they did the insurrection. So maybe they don't love their country that much.
Every Pew Gallup and every other poll that's ever been taken, when it comes to feelings of patriotism, Republicans are very consistent that they love the country. Democrats only love the country when Barack Obama is president. And then when Donald Trump wins, boom, the patriotism just drops off the table. When he says that we have to work to respect the rule of law.
Who cares? What? 9 out of 10 Republicans say they love vanilla ice cream. Okay. Cool. What does, like, the Republican fifis of patriotism have anything to do with, like, Brandon's fucking take? Bro, you can't simultaneously show Gallup data on how patriotic Republicans' feelings are towards America without a well-established understanding, a universal value of patriotism that we agree on, which we don't. Because you can look at certain things that the Republican Party considers patriotic, like the fucking Confederate flag, which is a separatist, white supremacist, loser flag that they fucking uphold in the South. Like, they literally say they're patriotic while fucking repping the stars and bars, brother. How is that patriotic? You fucking took an L and you still want to secede. You still want to separate. That's not patriotic.
And the institutions that were set up in the chamber, he despises those institutions. He has called for the end of the filibuster, for example. He is somebody who says that the Supreme Court of the United States is not doing its job unless it just greenlights what he is doing. He has done stuff he himself has declared illegal. But he's an institutionalist, don't you know? I mean, this is gaslighting at the very, very highest level. And again, when he says that there are people in this country who are attempting to suppress the right to vote, that is such a lie. What exactly is the evidence that he has that millions of votes are being not counted and thrown out? It was Republican officials in Georgia who certified the election. It was Republican officials in Arizona who certified the election. It was Republican officials in Wisconsin and in Pennsylvania who certified the election. It was Vice President Mike Pence who certified the election.
Wait, yeah, exactly. Wait, so he agrees with, oh God, he's such a fucking lib, dude. He's hopped up on liberalism. I mean, he's right. That's what Biden says too. That's actually, wait, Ben is upset at Biden while simultaneously agreeing with the underlying message from the Brandon camp, which is exactly what he said. There are good Republicans out there, but the MAGA Republicans, the Trump Republicans are fucking crazy. They're undermining the election. They're undermining the results of the election. They're undermining democracy, whatever. That's exactly what Brandon said.
The election. The vice president to Donald Trump. It was Mitch McConnell who certified the election. But he labels all those people MAGA Republicans.
That's not true. No, he doesn't. He should, but he doesn't. Because he's a pussy. He should do that, but he doesn't. Why are you... What?
Every single one of those people. Because again, it's not about the thing he says it's about. It's about the people who oppose him are the enemy of the country. Okay, and you can tell this because then he links it to his current political program. Because then about 3/4 of the way through the speech, it just turns into him listing off all of the amazing things that he has done. Because if you oppose those amazing things that he has done, this means you're an enemy of the Republic. So he talks about how he is the light that has emerged from the darkness. He, in his grim, elderly visage, barely able to speak without either being jacked up to heights of adrenaline that make him nearly incomprehensible, or he falls asleep, like he's suffering from narcolepsy. He is saying that he is the light that has emerged from, he is the messianic figure that has emerged from the darkness. He said, I can't get over this, flanked by a blood-red Independence Hall.
Throughout our history, America's often made the greatest progress.
I love this.
Coming out of some of our darkest moments, like you're hearing that bullhorn.
Okay, so here I think we should point out that about 2/3 of the way through the speech, there was a guy in a bullhorn who was audible on the audio, and what he was screaming was F Joe Biden. And that's who he was screaming. And Joe Biden says that the darkest moments of our history are the things coming out of that bullhorn. People saying they don't like him. That's the darkest moments of our...
He just tried to freestyle, brother. It's not the worst thing. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure the underlying fear of institutionalists, which I am not one, fuck the institutions, is the underlying fear in that entire speech is not that like some guy in a bullhorn is saying fuck Joe Biden, you fucking idiot. It's that they just refuse to play ball. Okay? You can't play a game if the other side is refusing to go by the rules. If they're regularly changing the rules, and even then, if they lose, they're like, no, actually, I declare this game null and void. How are you going to fucking do that? You can't do the thing that you're supposed to do.
Our history. And you know what the progress...
Wait, did Biden actually say... Wait, hold on. Does anyone have the full speech? Ben is clip chimping. Biden literally said he has the right to do that with the bullhorn. Oh, that makes it even funnier. That's so funny. I didn't even fucking watch the full thing because, too triggered. Wait, where's the bullhorn part, though?
The pursuit of justice, to the rule of law, to the very soul of this country. They look at the mob that stormed the United States Capitol on January 6th, brutally attacking law enforcement, not as extreme Republicans. But there's no
here, by the way, I just want to make sure.
Majority Republicans are
I just want to make sure that you guys understand. Like, Biden, here's how fucking tepid the speech was.
Republicans. Not every Republican embraces their extreme. Up front. Not every Republican, not even the majority of Republicans are MAGA Republicans. Not every Republican embraces their extreme ideology. I know, because I've been able to work with these
So incredibly divisive, dude.
mainstream Republicans. But there's no question that the Republican Party today is dominated, driven, and intimidated by Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans. And that is a threat to this country.
By the way, Donald Trump has 90% approval in the Republican Party, like throughout his entire presidency. So just like remember that Donald Trump has always had and has maintained a 90% plus approval in the Republican Party throughout his entire presidency, significantly higher than the Democratic Party's approval of Joe Biden. So just understand that. Just remember that. It is fucking ridiculous saying that like, oh, it's different. This is different. This is different. It's not fucking different. I'm just letting you know.